Welcome to today's lesson on trigonometry. And in the first lesson, we looked at the three equations which enable us to link sine, cos, and tan to the various sides in our triangle. Now, remember what h is? It's the hypotenuse, it's the longest side. A is the side that's between the angle and the right angle. It's adjacent to the angle next to. And O is the other one, which is opposite the angle. And we can use these equations if I know the angle and I know one side, then I can find the other two missing sides. Now, I have to use two equations to do that, but fundamentally, if I know one side and an angle in my right angle triangle, I can find any of the others. And we're going to introduce you to this idea of SOH CAH TOA, where basically the SO comes from sine equals O over H. So we go SO, S-O-H. Cos is A over H, so we go C-A-H. And tan is O over A, and so we go T-O-A. And we will use this word when we want to actually work out which of the equations to use. So what do we do first of all? For our magic triangle, we're going to mark it up with O, A, and H. Then we have to ask ourselves, well, what do I know? Well, which length do I actually know? Which of those lengths has actually got a number on it? And then we say, oh, which one do I want? Which one of those lengths has got the X next to it saying, find this? Then once we've done that, we can use SOH CAH TOA to work out the equation we need, or we can use the magic triangles, which I've drawn out below, and you can see SOH CAH TOA. And we'll show you how these work in the next three examples. So, first job, as we said before, always mark up your triangle. So, over here, we've got an O, an H, and an A. So I want A. No A, I want H. So we're going to use CAH, which also means we're going to use this magic triangle. We go down the magic triangle route. Because it's CAH, we know cos theta equals over H. We know that that's 28. We know that that's 3.6. And we know that that's X. So I can write that as cos 28 equals 3.6 over X. So if I've got a nice calculator that solves equations, I can just put it in and it'll tell me what X is. Or we can do a bit of algebra, rearrange it, and find out what X is. Now, if we don't particularly like that, we can use the magic triangle. And this is the one we want. And as we know, we put our finger over that one. That one is basically this thing divided by that thing. And so that's 3.6, and that's cos 28. So all I've got to put in my calculator is 3.6 over cos 28. Or I can put 3.6 divided by cos 28. Okay, let's have a look at the next example. Drawings. Next example is one where we mark our sides up again. That's O, this is H, and that's A. And I know H, so I tick my H's. I want O, so I tick the O's. See, the only thing with two ticks is so off we go. So we can use the equation sine theta equals over A, knowing that that's 31, that is X, and that's 5. So we can write sine 31 equals x over 5. We can solve it directly. We've got a calculator can do that, or we can do a bit of algebra and solve it. Or we can use our magic triangles, and we're going to use this one. So the one we want's O, and to find O, it's just simply this times that. And that's going to be sine 31. And that's going to be 5. So all you've got to put in your calculator is sine 31 times 5. And what we'll do now is just show you the last one, which is where we're going to use a TOA one. So let's clear our drawings. Let's go on to the next slide. And again, what we're going to do is mark up our triangle, because that's what we always do. We go over here and go, yep, that's A, O, H. So I know A, but I want O, so I'm going to use TOA. So again, we're going to use tan theta is O over A, so it's going to be tan 20. The O is the one we want, that's X, that's 4. So we can just write tan 20 equals X over 4. So we can either put that directly in our calculator or use algebra, or we can come down here and use this magic triangle. And the one we want's O, which is that one. So that's going to be this times that. And so that's going to be tan 20 in here. That's going to be 4. So all I've got to write, put in my calculator, is tan 20 times 4, press equals, and we got the answer. So then we've run through example of using SO, of using CAT, and using TOA. So now what we're going to do, we're going to pop some questions up for you to do. And so make sure you got pen and pencil at the ready, then you can go and do them. So these are all your questions. And what I'd like you to do is to get your pen and paper out, copy them down, then work them out. Then in a few moments, pause your video, because in a few moments we're going to show you the answers. So off you go, pause. And here are the answers. Hopefully you got them all right. If you've got any problems, we'll see if we can sort them out in the one-to-one lessons. And thank you for listening. And I hope that at the end of these 3 lessons, you're now fairly happy with basic trigonometry and are able to answer the fairly more basic questions associated with this topic. Thank you for listening.